Hi, welcome back to another Friday. We're talking about our anxieties and the different things that are going on, and it's really kind of incredible to start seeing things open up. I know that has just breathed life into so many different people. The possibility of being able to eat indoors and to be able to just get outside a little bit more and to feel a little bit more sense of freedom. Today, I wanted to be able to talk about what it means for our anxiety to impact our values. There's a scripture and verse from Matthew 6:21 that talks about where our treasure is, there our heart is also. And the heart is indicative of the center of who we are, which oftentimes comes from our mind specifically, because that's where our feelings, our thoughts, our passions, our desires really come from. What we don't understand is oftentimes how the values that we have or the beliefs that we hold impact our heart in that way. So when it talks about where the treasure is, your heart will be also, we first need to be able to identify what those values and what those beliefs are that we hold the most strongly. There's something called cognitive dissonance, which is just kind of like the rub in between, which causes friction between two sets of either values or beliefs. And that friction, that in between, causes a lot of discomfort and can produce a lot of anxiety or symptoms of anxiety. The goal of cognitive dissonance is to help move us towards a decision in one way or the other. Sometimes we move towards a healthier or more accurate view of things. Sometimes we move to one that's not as great. But that dissonance, that kind of rubbing, that tension, that friction is what we're using to be able to move in that direction. Unfortunately, we're not always aware of that's what's going on, and that's where we get hung up. Because we want to get out of pain quickly and we want to get out of that friction and tension quickly, we tend to move in a direction without thinking, without slowing down. And so I want to encourage you again today just to be able to think about this, pray about this over the weekend. What would it look like for you to apply that verse in a way in your life that you're able to be able to not only identify that process, that cognitive dissonance is occurring, but also to be able to apply it with your values and beliefs. And an easy exercise is just to take out a piece of paper and write down the top 10 things you believe most strongly and the top 10 values you have. Now, when it comes to values, how I identify my values is, where do I spend my resources? Where do I spend my time? Where do I spend my money? What am I thinking about? What am I dwelling on? And that's going to give me an idea of whether I like it or not. It's going to give me a good idea of what I truly value. For example, I may say I don't have a value of TV. I just don't care about it. I don't want to watch it. It's not that big of a deal. I'm happy being unplugged and not knowing about the shows. But then I spend 3-4 hours every day watching TV. My actions are indicating that I do value TV very highly, even though my belief is that I don't. And that's where you're going to kind of see that cognitive dissonance and potentially a lot of anxiety symptoms come up for you as well. So I hope that was really helpful for you today as you continue to grow deeper and learn more, and that you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.